Hey, congrats. You've moved on to boot camp 4. Pass it on. Oh, I love this one. Well, really, I love every one of them. I just love this new consultant training, and I hope you are too. I hope that you're feeling equipped. I hope you're feeling energized and excited, and I hope it's making your mind turn and think, oh, there's so many opportunities for me to build my Mary Kay business. Well, today we are talking about Pass It On, and I named it Pass It On. It's about team building. And I named it this because years ago when Mary Kay Ash was alive, and women would go to seminar or some big company event and see Mary Kay Ash there, and they would just want to thank her for their pink Cadillac or their opportunity with Mary Kay or being able to go full time with Mary Kay, whatever it might be. They would go up to Mary Kay and say, Mary Kay, how can I ever thank you? And Mary Kay Ash would say, just pass it on. That's all she wanted. She just wanted us to pass it on because she knew if we kept it to ourselves, we'd be the only ones to benefit. But when we pass it on, wow, it can change lives all across the globe. And right now there's 39 countries. Mary Kay's in 39 countries. And so truly, Mary Kay's legacy is living on because of women like you and me who are passing it on to women they meet at their appointments and makeovers and anywhere they are. And so that's why we're calling today Pass It On. So I have a question for you. When you hear the word recruiting, what comes to mind? Is it more positive or negative? Some people say, oh, I'm so excited. I love recruiting. Some people say, I don't want to recruit. Like, I don't want to recruit until I know how to do this business. I don't want to recruit because I don't want to be pushy. I don't want to be known for that. And I hear this a lot. Well, first off, let me just tell you, you don't have to worry about training anybody. As a consultant, when you recruit somebody on your team, that's what I take care of. That's why the company pays me additional commissions, is to coach and mentor your team members. And so I want to help you grow a strong customer base and grow a strong team, because that is when you maximize Mary Kay's marketing plan and when you make the most money, when you do those two things together. So let's go back to what you think about when you hear the word recruiting. And I want to give you a new perspective. If your teenager is being recruited by a top university, is that a good thing? You bet it is. If you are being recruited by a headhunter in your field of work, is that a good thing? You bet it is. Recruiting is looking for the best of the best. That's what you're doing. Right now, you're a brand new consultant. You are in the process of building your pink Cadillac team. And so you want to start looking for the best of the best. And, in the beginning, I found that as I was team building, I was so excited because I got a new team member. I wanted a new team member, and that's normal. But very quickly, I became even more excited for the new team member because I saw the ways it had changed my life, and I wanted to be able to impact somebody else's life with something like that. So I love to build a team, and I'm going to be sharing with you quite a few things today about building a team and how that works. And so first off, though, I would like to explain to you the career path. And so there's a couple of handouts that are posted below this video that you can print out, so you have resources from what I shared today. But I would love it if you have paper and pen so you could write down some of these things about the career path, because the better you understand the career path, you can start finding your way on that career path. Now, today, while I'm teaching this class to you, I want you to be writing down the names of women that come to mind as you're hearing about team building. They don't have to be local. They can be anywhere in the United States. And I want you just to start thinking about women that you know who need to hear about Mary Kay. And I believe that list will grow as you go throughout this session today. So let's get on with the career path. The first step of the career path is senior consultant. And senior consultant means you have one or two active team members. Now, active means that they've placed at least an initial order of at least $225 wholesale. Okay, so that's how the company sees if they are active. Now, if you have somebody that signs up on your team, but she never orders, she is on your team, but she's not considered an active team member. So the way that you earn commissions and the way that you move up the career path is based on the number of active team members. So senior consultant, one or two active team members, and the company is paying you a 4% commission check on every order that she places to the company. Now, what I want you to understand is the commissions are coming from the company's profits, not from your team member, okay? So the company is paying you every time your team member places an order as a thank you for helping our company to grow, okay? All right, so senior consultant, and you earn an enhancer to go around your Mary Kay pen that has a crystal on it. And that is your senior consultant pen. It's a big deal. You'll love it. Oh my gosh, you'll absolutely love it. You could be a senior consultant by tomorrow, honestly. Really and truly, you could. Okay, the next step of the career path is Star Team Builder. Star Team Builder means you have 3 or 4 active team members. 3 or 4 active team members. You can write down next to this red jacket, because that means you are recognized as part of our prestigious red jacket leadership team. It is a huge deal to move into that gorgeous red jacket. So you'd wear a black skirt, you'd wear a fabulous white top, some fabulous black shoes, heels, pumps, slingbacks, whatever. And then you can order your red jacket from the company. Now you can order it when you have 2 active team members. And the red jacket, there's 3 different styles. They're fabulous. And it's $85. But guess what? When you have your 3rd active team member and you order your red jacket, the company will give you a $50 rebate check. Pretty nice, right? So you're going to love wearing that red jacket to all of your Mary Kay events. When you see somebody in a red jacket walk into a weekly success meeting or to a Mary Kay event, wow, major respect, major prestige, major excitement for that woman who is a leader. So at this point, you are still earning a 4% commission check, but now you have 3 team members that 4% is being paid on. But there's a little extra bonus that comes into play now. From your 4th team member forward, so number 4, 8, 9, 10, 15, 28, however many, from the 4th team member forward, every time your team member starts off with an initial 600 wholesale order, the company is going to pay you the 4% commission plus a $50 bonus. So you'll get a $50 bonus check every time your new team member comes in with a 600 or higher on their initial order. And that's from team member number 4 all the way up. Pretty nice, right? Okay. The next level up the career path is team leader. Team leader. And that is 5 to 7 active team members. You're still in the red jacket, black skirt, white top, looking phenomenal. And now your paycheck, you get a raise. You're going to earn a 9 or a 13% check. So just so you know, you want a 13% check. I know, kind of makes sense, right? But I would love for you to skip the 9% check altogether. I'd love you to skip the 4% and go right to a 13% check, because that is really where the checks start getting bigger. Okay, so how do you instantly earn a 9%? As soon as you have 5 active team members, you instantly earn the 9% check. But the way that you can promote yourself to a 13% check is when 5 of your team members are ordering at least $225 wholesale in the month, and you are placing a $600 wholesale order in the month. Now, you might be new and thinking, oh my gosh, there's no way I'll be ordering 600. Yeah, there is. If you're doing appointments, trust me, you're turning over product, and you will absolutely be needing to place a 600 or more because you're selling product and you need to service your customers. So don't worry about the 600. So 5 people ordering at least $225 order in a month, and you ordering at least a $600 gives you a 13% check. Now, I'm going to crunch for you a possible 13% check. And I'm going to give you an example of a team that's a working team, and you're going to see people working at all different levels on this team. Because I could make it a huge, 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 massively big check, but I want to be realistic for you, and I want to paint a picture of a average team that's a working team. I will never be a fan of personal use team members. And that's you recruiting people just so they can get their products at cost. Keep the 50% profit, my friends. Keep that 50% when you sell product. Don't worry about getting into your red jacket because you have 3 people sign up just to get their products at cost. You want a working team, right? Okay. So what I want you to do is on your sheet of paper, write down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vertically down the page. I'm going to give you 5 team members, and I'm going to pretend I'm going to give you a scenario of what a typical month could be. So team member number 1, right next to her, $250 wholesale. She's ordering $250 wholesale in the month. So she's somebody that maybe does 1 or 2 parties a month. Maybe she takes care of, 8 to 15 customers. She's kind of like a hobby, but she loves it. It's fun. She's just kind of working at a lower level. That's totally fine. Team member number 2, write down $450 wholesale order. Now, this is your consultant that's maybe working 1 party a week, maybe 3 or 4 parties a month. Maybe she's got 20, 25 customers that she's taking care of. So she's going to need $450 wholesale in a month for her ordering. The 3rd team member is your rock star. She comes to all your meetings. She is holding 2 parties a week. She's loving her business, and she's a star consultant because she's ordering 600 wholesale in a month. So when you order 600 wholesale, month, 3 months in a row, you will be a star consultant if it's during those dates of the quarter. And I can give you more information on that. But a 600 wholesale is a great recognition of a consultant that's really working and turning product over. Okay. So 1, 2, and 3, working kind of slow, medium, and then top level. Okay. 250, 450, 600. Now, next to number 4 and 5, I want you to put a star by those numbers because this is going to signify a new consultant joining your team. And typically, new consultants that are working it as a business and have resources are going to start with a larger amount of product because they're setting themselves up in business. In fact, one of the most popular levels in our unit for a new consultant is an 1,800 wholesale. I love it because that's what gets you the base level of referrals from the Mary Kay website. Once you have 1,800 wholesale or higher on your shelf, the company will put you in the rotation for those referrals from the website. But it also gives you enough to get going for your first 30 faces. So number 4 team member, write down 1,800 wholesale. Okay, now number 5 team member. This is somebody that's thinking just a little bit bigger. Maybe she's got more resources, and so she's going to do a 2,400 wholesale. Both of these levels give great amounts of free product bonuses to the company. It gets them set up with a great size store for their Mary Kay business, and it gets them referrals from the website when they come up in those zip codes. Okay, so add those up. 250, 450, 600, 1,800, 2,400, and your team production for that month is $5,500. You're going to multiply that by 0.13 for 13% because you have 5 people ordering at least 225 or higher, and you did a $600 order because you're seeing customers and you're turning over product. So 5,500 multiplied by 13% gives you $715, but we're not done yet because team member number 4 and 5 came in qualified with at least a 600 wholesale order. So you get a $50 bonus on number 4 and a $50 bonus on team member number 5. So you add $100 to $715, and you just earned $815 just from your team. Good money, right? Now, let's keep talking about this. You did a 600, right? Because you're turning product over. You want to be a star consultant. You're leading the way on your team. So guess what? Your team production was actually $6,100. Now, you're not paid on your order yet until you become a sales director. I'll tell you more about that in a little bit. But now you're on target for your car. Because one of the perks at the team leader position is when you have 5 or more active team members and at least $5,000 in wholesale orders, the company looks at that, 5 active, 5,000 wholesale, check. You're on target for your first month of earning that Chevy Cruze. Wow, seriously, 1 month done. The way that you earn the car is to grow from 5 active team members to 16, and these are all your personal team members. And then a total of 23,000 wholesale across those 4 months. If you reach that number in less than 4 months, that's totally fine too. And that's when you get to pick up your car. And wow, that's an amazing day for sure. So that's the team leader position. Okay. Okay. Next level up, write down future director and then right underneath it, DIQ. Future director and then DIQ. So a future director has 8 or more active team members. A DIQ has 10 or more active team members. Okay, the future director is somebody that says, I don't really want to be a sales director. I love my job, or I just don't want to be a leader, but I love team building and I love selling product. So I just want to hang out here at the future director level. That means she continues to earn a 9 or 13% check, depending on what her team orders. And she's selling product and she's building a team. So she can just keep on building a team as much as she wants. And that is where she's going to remain until she decides if she wants to promote herself to the position of a director in qualification. And that's what the DIQ is. That stands for Director in Qualification. Now, once you have your 10 active team members, that means that you submit to the company on the first day of a new month and you say, I intend to be a sales director in the next 4 months. And I'm so excited. Okay. So I love this because now the company says, once they get that submitment online, now they look at you as a leader of a forming unit. So now you have to grow to 24 active consultants. You get to be number 24. So you count and that count up. But now anytime any of your team members recruit from that point forward, they add up to create your unit of at least 24 active team members. Pretty awesome, right? So you'd have to do $4,500 a month and build to 24 active team members. And in 1 to 4 months, you can debut as a sales director. And oh, wow, as a sales director, the commissions get bigger and bigger. You're earning 13% on your entire unit, 13% on your personal team members. So hello, you're earning 26% on your personal team members because you're getting paid 13% of the whole unit, and then an additional 13% on your personal team. So a total of 26%. Your order is in the wholesale amount for your unit. So you're getting paid 13% on your order, which means you don't just make 50%, you make 63% when you sell product. They also pay you a volume bonus on your unit of 10%. So if your unit does $10,000 in orders in the month, you earn a $1,000 bonus. If your unit does $50,000 in wholesale order, you order a $5,000 bonus. There's no cap on that bonus. And then there's lots of other bonuses that you're eligible for. And your recruiting commission goes up as far as your bonus. So when a sales director recruits a qualified new personal team member, the company pays her $100 per personal recruit. And there's so many other bonuses that I can give you information on. And you can also go to MaryKayInTouch.com, and in the search bar, you can type in advanced brochure. And that gives you the qualifications for CAR, for directorship, every part of the career path. You'll love it. It's a great thing to print out and put into a 3-ring binder or spiral bind it. It's a great resource to have. And your better half, other half, spouse, significant other, spice, might want to look at that as well. It's just really good information to fully understand the Mary Kay career path. And then as you continue to grow offspring sales directors, those women come out of your unit taking 24 people with them, but the company pays you anywhere between 4 and 6% on your offspring units. And that's how you build a national area. And a national area is 20 or more leaders coming from your unit, 10 from the first line, 10 from the second line, and the company is paying you higher commissions. As a leader of leaders, you're mentoring and coaching leaders. You're still keeping your unit, but your focus is on leaders. And then at 65, you retire as a national sales director. That's the only position you have to retire from. And at 65, you retire, and the company takes your top 3 of the past 5 years, averages out your commissions, and you're paid 60% of that for the next 15 years. So from the time you're 65 to 80, you continue to earn a monthly commission check. And we call that the family security plan in Mary Kay. It is unbelievable. And if you do not survive that 15 years, that money continues to go to whoever you put on your beneficiary. So amazing career path, amazing income. And if you think about it, Mary Kay has set up the career path so that you want to give your job away. In corporate America, you might be like, don't take my job. I don't want to be out of a job. In Mary Kay, you're saying, I want to give you my job because Mary Kay pays you more money and promotes you the more women you help become successful. Isn't that an awesome plan? I love that. So you don't have to try to hold people back to keep your position or to keep high income. You know, Mary Kay will increase your commission and your promotional status the more women you help become successful. So wow, I love that. So now you might understand that. Now I want to give you one more part about that paycheck. Do you remember that we crunched that paycheck with 5 team members to an $815 commission check? I want to give you just an extra added thought to that. Okay, if you're at that level of having 5 or more active team members, you're probably working your business fairly consistently, doing appointments. So I feel like if you do at least 2 parties a week, you should sell at least $500 a week. Honestly. So if you sold $500 a week for 4 weeks in a month, you would sell $2,000 and half of that would be your profit. So you would take $1,000 profits from your sales, your $815 commission check that I just crunched, add them together, and you just earned over $1,800 in a month based on about 6 to 10 hours of work a week. Seriously, you guys. When you build a strong customer base and a strong team, Mary Kay will pay you top money, and wow, your business will grow so strong. So I'd love to know if you would like to be making $1,800 a month in part-time. That is a completely doable plan of action that I would love to help you create that for yourself. Okay, So let's talk a little bit about the process of building a team. I always heard that the way you recruit the person is how she thinks you do the business. So if I recruit somebody at a party, then that's how she's seen the business. That's how she expects to work the business. So I always am looking to do parties and to find my team members at parties. Because remember, Mary Kay Ash always said there's a new team member at every single party. You just have to find out who she is. So years ago, Mary Kay would teach the 4-point recruiting plan, the 4-point recruiting plan, and it's still totally applicable today. The 4-point recruiting plan takes place at a party, around a kitchen table, around a dining room table, in a dorm room, wherever it might be. This is where the 4-point recruiting plan takes place. So let me unpack it for you because it really works. The first point of the 4-point recruiting plan is when you arrive to a party, it's your kitchen coaching. And this is what you would say as you're setting up your party and you're setting up your trays and everything. You would say to your hostess, so tell me who's coming today that you think would be great doing what I do? So tell me who's coming today that you think would be great doing what I do? And then you listen. And she might say, oh, my sister, she loves makeup. Or, my neighbor just had a baby and she's miserable at her job. Or she might say, nobody. And that's okay. You're just looking for a hint of who might potentially be somebody you should be paying attention to as a potential team member. So I'm going to add something onto that statement. So who's coming tonight that you think would be good doing what I do? ... How about you? Who's coming tonight that you think would be good doing what I do? How about you? And she might say, oh, no, I couldn't do that. I'm so busy. I don't know how to do makeup, whatever she might say. And all you say to her is this, watch me tonight and think if you could do what I do with the right amount of training. Watch me tonight and see if you think you could do what I do with the proper training. I think you'd be great. Now, I'm not trying to recruit her right there. We make 50%, it's only $100, no quotas. I'm not doing any of that. All I'm saying is watch me tonight and see if you think you could do what I do with the right training. And you know what? She'll watch you differently. So that's the first point. The second point is tell a passionate I story. Your I story is how you explain how you started your Mary Kay business. And this is typically what you include in an I story. Where you were when Mary Kay found you, what almost held you back from saying yes, why you're so glad you said yes, and what your next goal is. What are you paying for? What is your next goal? National Sales Director Linda Tupin has always said the most powerful thing you can share in an I story at a party is the thing that you most recently paid for with your Mary Kay business. And if you are brand new and you haven't paid for anything yet, then you tell people what you're going to pay for. I'm so excited because my Mary Kay business is going to finance a trip to Disney for my family. You want to share what Mary Kay is going to pay for because that's powerful. For a woman who doesn't know how to do makeup, or a woman who's very intimidated, or whatever the case might be, when she hears specifically what your business is paying for, it becomes very real. So a great example of a 1 or 2 minute I story from a consultant would be something like, hi, everybody. I'm so excited that you're here tonight for makeovers. We're going to have so much fun. And now that I found out a little bit about you all, I want to share with you just a little bit about me. I've been building my business for 25 years. When I first was approached about Mary Kay, I didn't know how to do eye makeup and I didn't know how to sell, but I was broke. And so I decided to start my business. I earned my car quickly, became a sales director, and then stepped away for a bad divorce. Well, I came back to Mary Kay 15 years ago. I was in corporate America working 60 plus hours a week. I was overworked, stressed out, no balance to my life. And I wanted to come back to Mary Kay to set myself free from corporate America and design my own life. I'm so grateful I did. I've been back for 15 years building full time. I absolutely love what I do. I'm in the process of becoming a national sales director. And just recently, my son graduated from college and he was able to graduate debt free in part due to my Mary Kay business. I love this business. And Mary Kay Ash always said, there's a new beauty consultant at every single makeover. So I don't know who she might be today, but if I ask you to take home some information later on, I hope you take it as a compliment because I get to select the women that I want to work with. Well, let's get started with your makeover. Now, that's my very quick I story, but there were some key things. Where I was when Mary Kay approached me, what almost held me back, why I'm so glad that I said yes, and what Mary Kay has most recently paid for. You guys, it's really simple. And some people say as a new consultant, I don't have a good story, but you have your story and your story is powerful. Now, I want you to listen to those words I said at the very end because those words are not Karen Rydell. Those words are Mary Kay Ash. And she taught us to say, at every single makeover, there's a new Mary Kay beauty consultant. And I don't know who she might be today, but if I ask you to take home some information, I hope you'll take it as a compliment because I get to select the women that I want to work with. Okay, that just opened the door for potentially giving somebody a packet of information or scheduling some time to meet with her to talk about the business. And you just told her, take it as a compliment because I get to select the women I want to work with. So I'd love for you to jump in and get started on putting together your iStory because it's a vital part of any appointment you do. And that's point 2 of the 4-point recruiting plan. The third point of the 4-point recruiting plan is to pick 2 sparklers. That's what Mary Kay Ash called them. Those 2 women at your party who are so excited, who loved every product, who are chatting, who are talking, who are having so much fun. They absolutely are loving their time with you at the makeover. Those would be the women that you think might potentially be amazing in the Mary Kay business. Now, they don't always have to be crazy outgoing. They might be like a little lower, a little softer sounding or a little more introverted, but they're loving the products. That's the number one thing I look for in a new team member is someone who loves the products, right? And so those 2 sparklers are the women that I'm going to talk to in my individual consultation. In fact, I will ask them to come back first to my individual consultation, and I'll make sure that I say something to her about the business. Something like, are you curious why I asked you to come back first? Like I said earlier, I always pick 1 or 2 women from every makeover that I think would be amazing in Mary Kay. And today I picked you. Do you know why? And she'll probably go, me? No, why? And I'll say, you put your makeup on so great and you're so positive and outgoing. I absolutely loved being around you. Is Mary Kay something that you'd be curious to find more about? I just want to see. I didn't say, do you want to do Mary Kay? Because she doesn't know anything about it yet, right? And so is Mary Kay something you'd be curious to find more about? Now, some people might say, this sounds awesome. I want to do this. Then all you do is pull out your phone and send her the agreement from MaryKayInTouch.com and sign her up right there. And that happens often. So be ready for that. But sometimes people say, I don't know. I'm just not sure I could do this. I don't know a lot of people in the area. And I'll say, no problem. I tell you what, can you meet for coffee tomorrow or maybe even a phone call after work? I'd love to just tell you a little bit more and answer any questions you have. And so by the time I'm leaving that party, I've got 2 women scheduled for either a phone call or coffee date so that I can share with them more about the Mary Kay business opportunity. So that's step 3 of the 4-point recruiting plan, always picking at least 2 women to share more about the Mary Kay business. And in the beginning, if you don't know how to share, definitely get in touch with me because I can help you learn how to have those conversations and I can help you with your first ones. Now, the last point of the 4-point recruiting plan is let's say you talk to somebody about the business and at the end she goes, this just isn't me. I don't really love makeup and I just don't think it's me at all. And you can pretty much tell she's just not interested. Then I would say, thank you so much for finding out more about Mary Kay. Could you be a talent scout for me? Now you know a lot about Mary Kay. I'd love for you to think if there's anybody in your life that you know that should hear about this. Because if you ever refer anybody to me who becomes an active consultant on my team, I'll have a $25 gift card for you. I'll have a new brush set for you. I'll have a satin hand set for you. Whatever it is that you want to gift somebody when they refer you to somebody who becomes an active consultant. Because now they know everything about the business, they might really think, my sister would be great at this. In fact, whenever I say that, most of the time somebody says, maybe my coworker, maybe my sister, can you recruit people in California? That's what's going to follow. So those are the 4 points of the 4-point recruiting plan. And trust me, they work. Okay. So now let's take this to the next step. Let's say that you've been at a party, you've identified your 2 sparklers, and you've booked one of them for coffee the next day. And so you meet them at Starbucks, you and your prospect. What does that career chat sound like? Well, I want to unpack for you that conversation. It's the same thing I do every single time, and it really works. So I would sit down with her and I would say, I'm so glad that we got to talk a little bit more. Listen, I know that you work for a law firm. Tell me a little bit more about that job. What do you love the most about it? I want to find out what is it that she loves. Does she love working with people? Does she love having a leadership role there? What does she love about her job? Now you're storing this away, or you can even take notes because this is going to help steer your conversation about Mary Kay. And then after she says that, then I say, so what would you love to change about your job? And somebody might say, oh, my boss, he drives me nuts, or the hours are bad, or I don't get paid enough. Again, you're collecting information so that you know what to tell her about Mary Kay based on what she loves and what she doesn't love so much. After I found out a little bit more about her, I'll kind of recap my I story and maybe focusing on things that I think she will relate to now that I know a little bit more about her. But I'm basically sharing a little bit more detail about my journey in Mary Kay. And then I ask her the $100 question. Now, if you've been to an event of mine, you've probably seen this. This is a $100 slip. There's a couple different formats out there, but basically I use this at all my appointments or at a meeting or at a grand opening. And this is where somebody writes down her name, your name as the consultant, her phone number, and then her biggest question about how a Mary Kay business works. That's what the $100 question is. If I only had 5 minutes to answer your biggest question about how a Mary Kay business works, what would you want to know? You see, years ago, remember we talked in the earlier session about Mary Kay vomit? Yeah, I Mary Kay vomited on people. I told them everything they would ever want to know about Mary Kay. And you know what happened? I talked them into it and then I talked them out of it all at the same time because I gave too much information. Let me give you an example. Maybe I was talking about the money you can make and how it's flexible and it's so great. And oh, by the way, oh my gosh, great tax deductions. Oh my gosh, you can write off everything. Now, she stops listening at this point because guess what she's thinking in her mind? Taxes? I don't know how to do taxes. Oh my gosh, am I going to lose money? Do I have to pay money quarterly? Oh no, I can't do this. Now, you didn't mean it to freak her out. You were just telling her there was great tax deductions, and there are. But it triggered something that made her nervous about money, about taxes, and you just lost her. So you have to stop yourself from the Mary Kay vomit. And that's why I really believe God gave me this $100 question years ago. So what I do is after I've found out a little bit more about them, I share with them a little bit more about my journey. I will say to her, okay, so Lisa, if we only had 5 minutes to talk, what would be the thing you would want to know the most about how a Mary Kay business works? And then I stop talking and I wait for her to come up with a question. And I answer that question. And then I say, what else would you want to know? And then she asks me another question and I answer that question. And then I say, and what else would you want to know? What other questions would you have? And she says, I think that's all. And then I say, okay, thanks. That's perfect. Okay, now pause for a minute. So some people will ask you 15 million questions, and that's great. And some people will ask you one question. And so I believe there's 3 questions that every woman needs to know the answer to before she can make an informed decision about a Mary Kay business. There's a great saying that in order to make an informed decision, you must be informed, right? And so I think there's 3 questions every woman must know. So let's say that she asked me one question, okay? Then and she says, that's it. I don't have any more questions. Then I would say, thank you so much. That's a great question. Listen, there's a couple of questions that you didn't ask me that are very popular. So I think it might help you be a little bit more informed about how the business works. So let me just share those quick questions with you. So the first question I think everybody should know is, how do you make your money? And honestly, that's probably one of the first questions you'll hear. How do we make our money? So I talk about we make 50% from everything we sell. It's a consumable product line, right? Yeah, people are using up their moisturizer, mascara, and lip gloss all the time. Reorders are phenomenal because women are coming back over and over again to purchase products from you. I talk about residual income, that if you're on vacation or your kids are sick or you're having a baby, you can still earn income because of appointments that you held weeks ago, months ago, years ago. And if you have a team, you're still earning commissions there as well. And that's a big plus of having a business that has residual income opportunities. It's also a big plus to have a product line that's consumable. There's a lot of direct sales out there that once you bought one kitchen product, you don't need any more, right, of that one. And so it's really nice that in Mary Kay, our products are products that women are using up all the time. I also share about commissions. And I say, if you build a team, the company will pay you additional commissions from the company's profits. Now, I don't go into 4%, 9%, 13%. You know, we're bordering on Mary Kay vomit at that point. Now, if she says to me, how much commission do you earn on team members? I'm happy to tell her that. That's nothing you need to hide. I just want to keep it simple. Keep it simple, sweetie. Kiss, right? And so I just want to give her the basics so I don't overwhelm her. Some people, when you start giving all these different numbers, it just shuts their brain down. You know, they're just not wired that way. So I talk about 50% profit. You don't have to do a certain amount of appointments. You don't have to go to a certain amount of trainings. You can build your business the way you want to, as big as you want, as slow as you want, with who you want, where you want, when you want. You design your Mary Kay business, not me. I support you with what you want to do in your business. And I tell you, I believe busy women get the most done, because when you're busy, you're around a lot of women with skin, right? And so you'll find that you'll pick up customers on the ball field, at work, at church, at the gym. It's amazing when busy women are connecting out and about, doing what they do. They're meeting a lot of potential customers. So I teach women how to work with pockets of time. You don't need to have 8 or 10 hours a week to start a Mary Kay business. You could seriously do 15 minutes here and there for some phone calls, an hour on a weekend for a quick makeover with 1 or 2 friends. It's pockets of time. Okay? And then the third question I think people need to know is, how much does it cost to get started? Okay, let's unpack this one. This is what I say when somebody says, how much does it cost to get started? Well, it costs $100. $100 gets you this gorgeous Mary Kay starter kit bag that's filled with over $350 of full-size products for you to demo on your family and friends. You also get lots of marketing supplies like catalogs and sales tickets and sample cards. Oh my gosh, you get so many different things to market your business. Great educational tools, a great magazine on product knowledge and business strategy. Wonderful educational tools like a DVD that teaches you how to run a business. And then all the tools of the trade, the mirror trays, the applicators, the brushes, the washcloths. Mary Kay sets you up for practicing on your first 30 faces with that $100 starter kit. And then some consultants choose to stock product and some consultants take orders as they go. It's totally up to you. All you have to do to test drive a Mary Kay business is that $100 starter kit. So let's talk about that. If you tell somebody that she needs to start with a $100 starter kit and you did a $1,200 order, you just lost her. It freaks her out. She's like, what? I don't have $1,200. And so I am not asking you to lie or be deceitful. If you listen to what I just said, I said, in order for you to test drive a Mary Kay business, it's $100. And then some women choose to stock product and some women choose to take orders as they go. It's totally up to you. But all you have to do is a $100 starter kit. But I'm not going into detail about stocking product because it can be overwhelming before somebody has even made a decision about the business. So I believe that there's 2 questions a woman needs to ask herself when she starts a Mary Kay business. The first one is, do I want to be a Mary Kay consultant or not? So basically, do I want to spend $100 to see if this works for me or not? And if she says yes, then she signs up online. And then the second question is, do I want to be a consultant who stocks product or a consultant that takes orders? But that decision is not made until after she's signed up. Because if you give too much information and $3,600, $2,400, whatever, you're going to shut her down where she won't even want to spend $100 to try because it completely overwhelms her. What I find is once a woman makes a decision and orders her starter kit and starts to walk through some training and gets her welcome email from me, and I have that conversation with her, it starts to make sense. And she's more open to listening to options that she has for her business and if she wants to stock product or not. And honestly, I'll work with her either way, whether she stocks product or whether she takes orders. But I want her to be able to make the best decision for her. And that's going to come once she's committed to doing her business. Then she can make the decision about stocking product. So let's say somebody says to you, okay, I know you stock product. So how much did you spend? Come on, just tell me how much you spent. So this is how I answer that. Girl, you know what? My director's going to give you all that information. But here's what I'll tell you. You can start with $0 on your shelf and you can go up to almost $4,000. Either way. But you decide. And my director's going to give you tons of training on that. Okay? So that's how I answer that. So I feel like those are the 3 questions that every woman needs to know in order to make that right decision for herself. And so once she's answered, or once I've answered those questions for her, then I say to her, so tell me, what surprised or impressed you the most from what you heard? So tell me, what surprised or impressed you the most from what you heard today? And then I'm going to comment. Maybe she says, I love the 50%. And I'll say, gosh, I know it. You know, just the other day I had a $250 facial and half of that was my profit for an hour of my time. That's great money. So give her like a real life story that illustrates what she just said that she loved about the business. And then I say, so tell me, I'm curious. Where would you be on a scale of 1 to 4 about you having your own Mary Kay business? 1 would be, it's not for me, but I'm happy for you. 2 would be, I'm a teeny bit curious. 3 would be, I'm very excited. This sounds amazing. And 4 would be, I'm ready to get started. This sounds phenomenal. Where would you be on a scale of 1 to 4? And then I stop and I listen. And if she says a 1, a 2, or a 3, I say to her, tell me what holds you back from being a 4. I thought you might be higher than that. What holds you back? Because I want to find out what her objection is. Now, when she gives you an objection, like I'm too busy, don't just say, oh, okay, no problem. If you change your mind, let me know. No, this is what you say. Oh, I get it. Girl, I was so busy too. I mean, I was working 60 and 70 hours a week at that law firm. But I got to tell you, my director was really good about teaching me how to work it around that business. And you've got tons of women that you know through your kids and through church. Girl, you are busy. But you know what? That's a time management question. That's not a reason not to try. Do you need more income? Yeah. Well, girl, that's just a time management question. And my director can help you with that and show you how to wrap it around your busy life, because honestly, busy women get the most done. So I always want to overcome gently her objections. Mary Kay used to always say, somebody's always buying. Either she's buying from you or you're buying from her. You're buying her excuse, right? And so I always try to overcome that objection. Now, think about the way you started your business. Did you decide right on the spot? If you did, you might, that's your filter. And so you might think that's how everybody signs up. Or did it take you like 8 times before you said yes over 2 years? Well, that could be your filter too. And so therefore you think everybody makes a decision that way. So it's so important not to inflict your filter on her decision. You want to give her an opportunity to say yes whenever she's ready. But I will tell you that the average number of layers that it takes for someone to say yes is usually 2 to 4. 2 to 4 layers. So a layer could be a hostess, being a hostess, attending a party, asking the $100 question, getting a team building packet from you, and I'll explain this in a little bit, coming to a guest event, coming to a meeting, having a conversation with your sales director on the phone. All of those are layers. So the average consultant, it takes 2 to 4 layers. But listen to this. The average time for those 2 to 4 layers to take place is 2 weeks. So if somebody gives you an objection and says, I just don't think so, don't say, okay, no problem, just call me later if you're interested. You want to give her the next layer. So if she says, I just don't think so, I'm so busy and I'm just not sure, you say, you know what? There's a girl at my success meeting who works 3 jobs and has 2 kids. I'd love to introduce her to you. Do you think you could be my model this Tuesday night at my meeting? I'll have a free mascara for you. I just would love for you to see a little bit more, and I'd love to introduce you to her. See, that's getting her to the next step. You know, I understand that you're nervous. Could I text you my director's little 5-minute video? I'd love to give you more information. And I think that video might give you a little bit more personal touch about her story. Could I text that to you? You know, I understand that you think you can't do makeup. I get it. But I'd love for you to come to one of my success nights so you can see the training that we get. See, you're positioning her for the next layer of information, because the more layers she gets, the more comfortable she becomes in her decision. So the quickest anybody has ever signed with me is 15 minutes. I was in the parking lot. She was sitting in my car on a break from her job, and she literally signed up in 15 minutes. The longest has been about 2 or more years. And it just took that person a little bit longer to make that decision, and the timing had to be right. So I understand not everybody's going to say yes, but it's your job to help her come to grips with whatever that fear is. And the number one thing that stops the woman from signing up is fear. So one of my favorite sayings is, inactivity breeds fear. The longer you think and wonder if you can do this, the bigger the fear or the doubt or the unbelief gets. And so I just say, rip off the Band-Aid. If you're excited, if you need extra income and you're just nervous, rip off the Band-Aid. When you peel a Band-Aid off your arm, it clings to every hair and it hurts. When you rip it off, you don't even barely feel it. And you think, that didn't hurt at all. And you get into action. So that's a little bit about how I walk somebody through the career chat. Now, let's say that she says to me at the end, well, I think I want to, but I need to talk to my husband. Then I'll say, I get that. I tell you what I'll do. I'm going to go ahead and email you a link, and I'll pull my phone out and I'll pull up InTouch and I'll pull up business tools and online agreements and then email invitation. And I'll say, what's your email address? And I'll type it in. Okay, first and last name and phone number. Great. I just sent you the link. And so I tell you what, if you sign up in the next 24 hours, I'll have a special signing bonus for you because I believe most women know in 24 hours if this business is for them or not. So I'm going to have a charcoal mask for you. If you get your business started and submit your agreement by this time tomorrow night, I would love to work with you. And would it be okay for me just to call you tomorrow to find out, are you thinking pink? Because a lot of times after I talk to somebody about the business, they start to think pink. Like, could I make an extra $500 or $1,000 a month? Could I earn a free car? And if you find yourself thinking pink, I would just love to chat a little bit further about your questions and about what you're thinking. So I always send the link, always, 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 always. And I always follow up the next day. And I do not follow up with a text message. You guys, you cannot close a team member prospect by texting. Now, that's the easy way because you don't want to know and you don't want to pressure and you want to just be kind of cool and chill. But you guys, you have to hear her voice. You have to hear her objection. You have to know how you can help her walk through those objections. And you cannot do that with a text. So pick up the phone and call her. And if she doesn't answer, say, hey girl, I'm just checking in to see if you're thinking pink. Give me a quick call. I have something else I want to tell you as well. And then you can share something else about the business. I do love using a signing bonus. It's always a product. Maybe it's satin lips. Maybe it's a mascara, something that I think she might love. And I usually have it wrapped in clear cellophane with a big tulle ribbon. So it looks real pretty. So that's a little bit about the career chat. Now I want to close with just two more things. There's a lot of reasons why women look at a Mary Kay business. The number one reason is money. I would say primarily that's the number one reason most women start a Mary Kay business. But there's so many reasons that women want more in their life with Mary Kay. More money, for sure. More flexibility. More advancement opportunities for leadership. More fun in their life, more positivity in their life, more great girlfriends in their life, more free makeup, right, in their life. There's so many different things that might trigger somebody to want to know more about Mary Kay. So if you see somebody who's a stay-at-home mom because her husband makes tons and tons of money, or somebody, I remember somebody in my unit was a partner at a law firm, or one of my customers was a partner in a law firm. She made tons of money, and guess what? She said, I want to do Mary Kay for a stress reliever. I just want to have fun. So don't prejudge somebody because she has a lot of money or she has a great job. Ask her to just hear more. You never know until she gets the information if this could be for her. And so it's so important to really just have that conversation and let her find out more about the business. I look for women who are positive. I look for women who love the products. I look for women who love people. I look for women who have a great work ethic. I look for people who love the Lord and want to know him better. These are like things on my hit list that I look for in a possible team member. What do you look for in a possible team member? You want somebody that you'd be proud to introduce to your sales director, to me. You want somebody that you think would be amazing in the business. If you don't like her, don't ask her. If she doesn't hit you the right way, don't ask her. But don't not ask her because she's quiet or shy. There's tons of women in Mary Kay who are quiet and shy. Don't not ask her because she just moved here and she doesn't know anybody. Do you know how many people have moved somewhere new and they've started a business so they could meet people? So don't prejudge. Let everyone find out more about the business. Now, this is my recruiting packet. And if you look on our website underneath Training Center and important documents for your business, it has a flyer on what's in the starter kit. This is actually a team building handout from the company that you can order underneath section 2 in team building. And then there's one more sheet in here on the 19 reasons why women choose Mary Kay. And so you can print those. And then these little envelopes are actually resealable envelopes from mygirlfriendhouse.com. And so it just reseals and sticks back, and then you can pull everything out of the packet. So I love these because it keeps everything neat and clean, and they look really cute. The $100 slips are also underneath important documents. Now, I asked you at the beginning to think of women that you think might be great in this business. I want you to be a Power Pro girl. Every new consultant in our unit becomes a Power Pro girl, and I want you to. It's a very valuable training because now that you're a consultant, people are going to say things to you like, how do you do this business? And does it really work? And how do you make your money? And in the beginning, you may not be sure how to answer that. But these calls are designed for me to share with 3 to 6 of your best girlfriends, women you love, respect, and admire, and would value their honest feedback. I share with them a little bit about the business plan. And they ask me questions about the business so you can hear me answer their questions. So you're on the other line. We do it on Zoom or a conference call, and you're writing down all my answers so you're learning. But when you have at least 3 girlfriends join you, you get this pearl stretch ring. It is so gorgeous. When you have 6, at least 6, 3 to 6 people, you get this wraparound pearl bracelet. Oh my gosh, you guys, people always say something about this wraparound pearl bracelet. I love it. And then when you sponsor your first team member in your first 30 days, you get this gorgeous strand of pearls. It's your Pearl Girl collection. Now, I got to tell you a really quick story about these pearls. When Chuck and I went to Beijing, China on a top director trip several years ago, it was Mary Kay's 50th anniversary trip. We went to the pearl market and we went to this beautiful store, and Lisa Tan was a designer in one of the stores, and she created this ring, this power pearl bracelet, and this gorgeous strand. These are all real, genuine pearls, and she created these for our unit. So they're very prestigious. They're personally made for us, and they are gorgeous pearls, and I want you to earn them. So I want to hear from you at the end of this session now, your aha moment. What was it that gave you confidence about team building? I want to schedule a date for your Power Pearl Girl call or Zoom session so that we can get that scheduled if we haven't already. And I'd love to know 3 to 5 to 8 to 10 women that you think deserve to hear about a Mary Kay business. They could be your first couple of team members. Now, that career path that I shared with you, from senior consultant all the way up to national sales director, guess what? The record in Mary Kay for somebody starting a brand new Mary Kay business and debuting as a national sales director is 2 years and 10 months. Holy cow, right? Diana Polanco down in Miami did that. She was 40 years old, coming into the business already as a leader in another field, and she saw this marketing plan and she ran with it. You guys, I tell you that's seriously a very quick time to go from new consultant to national, but it proves it can be done. But I don't want you to think it's going to take a year for you to move into that gorgeous red jacket or a year to become a sales director. I want to know where you would like to be. What position gets you totally charged up? I'll help you get there. It all comes from doing your appointments and sharing with women why this Mary Kay business has made a difference in your life and how you see it impacting her life. So I hope this has helped you. I can't wait to hear from you, and I can't wait for you to earn your fabulous Power Pearls. Thanks for listening in. Come back for more training right here.